Hey guys, how's it going? Well, gonna do a Q&A here. Um, One question was, does the partition wall, this thing back here, um, does it stop me from turning my seats? Yes, it does. And I'm willing to live with that because I live in the city, and for me to have my seat turned facing the other way, um, like parked in a parking lot or something, it would just be weird. And I mean, I don't really care what people think and stuff, but I'd rather just sit in the back and have privacy and not have people looking at me. So privacy is more important than having the seat turned around. Um, Add to that, I plan to put a recliner in the back. And I think I mentioned this before. It's just going to be like a car seat from like a Honda Civic or something like that. And I'm going to mount it temporarily on some kind of platform I'm going to build. And then eventually I want to see if I can get a swivel seat and have it swivel around. But we'll see, one thing at a time. In addition to the partition, somebody asked me, what is the anchor points I used? Well, some of this is already here. Like this piece right here was already here. So I just attached it to this and just secured it basically to the floating floor. So I have a 1/2 inch of plywood and I screwed the bottom all along here, goes right into the floor. Of course, not the door because it needs to open. And on the farthest side, there's a plastic vinyl part that comes down that houses the seat belt and all that. I just screwed right into that. And is it super, super strong? No. But it's strong enough for me. The only real purpose of it is to give me some privacy and to block the light. And of course, for temperature control as well, because it is 2 or 3 inches of insulation in this whole thing. So it's, I think it's like R15 or 18 or something, some crazy amount. Now, this person, Mark Bolster, also mentions that he wants to be able to move the seats back as far as they go. Personally, I wouldn't do that because it's going to use up, I mean, the seats go back quite a bit, right? It's going to use up quite a bit of space, probably like 2 feet. If you want to have the seats back as far as you can go and still have a partition, you're going to be using up a lot of space to do that. So if there's a particular reason you need to do that, I guess you can try it. In that case, I might even consider a curtain, like a thermal curtain, because you can close the partition when you want, the curtain partition, curtain bulkhead, whatever you want to call it, and have it closed up. And then when you want to have the seats back, you can crank them all the way back and just open up the curtain. If I was going to do that, I would use a really heavy curtain, like made from heavy sleeping bag or moving blankets or something like that, so that it's flexible and at the same time it's going to have some insulation properties. Most interesting. Looks like solar panels on the top, which means somebody's living in there. Another question I got was about making videos by Din Robinson, I think he calls himself. Yes, how long does it take? What software do I use? What's involved in the process? Did I just stumble upon the picture-in-picture thing? Well, it does take quite a while. Now that I'm doing this picture-in-picture thing on some videos, I'm not going to do it every time, like this video. Now that I'm using the picture-in-picture, it takes me twice as long because I have to edit both videos and then I sandwich them together. I came up with that idea when I noticed that you could put pictures over the video where I'm talking. I can put a picture. And then there's an option where you can put a video over as well. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. So it gives me the option of picture-in-picture. And really, I was trying to do something where I'm not just sitting here talking and you guys can have something more visual to look at, just in the interest of keeping the videos a little bit more entertaining to look at. So yeah, so I decided to do that. Like I said, I'm not going to do that for every video. See, the thing is now, like right now, I'm not doing it for this video because I ran out of footage. I need to press record on the video, press record on the phone again, and while I'm working on the van, and I haven't had a chance to work on the van. I worked today, I'm with my kids tonight, and I'm going to be probably working tomorrow. So time's tight, as they say. So when I do have a chance, I will let the phone record, video phone record, and I'll do some more picture-in-picture. As to what I use, I just use my Note 4, my Galaxy Note 4, and I use that for everything. And it kind of gets frustrating sometimes because there's some things I would like to do. Like if I ever wanted to do a live Q&A, for example, or a live video thing, I couldn't do it because I have to be able to read the questions and use the camera at the same time. Well, I can't do that because the thing that's the camera is the same thing I read the questions from, so it won't work. The software that I use to make my videos on my phone is called Power Director. It has quite a bit of features, and they allow me to do the things that I do fairly well, so I'm happy with it. I did pay for it. I paid a whole $5 from the Google Play Store. So that's what I use. I use nothing but my phone. I do not own a computer. All I have is my phone, and sometimes I'll bring out my Bluetooth keyboard and Bluetooth mouse, but to be honest, I haven't even brought that out since I owned the Transit like last spring, so I don't use it that often. Dancing without music, you are such a trooper. Another commenter asked me, have I ever seen a Murphy bed in a van? Yes, I have. And I think it's a great idea for those. I think it would probably work best in a high top. And if you're kind of into that thing, I say go for it. I think it's a great idea. For me personally, I really want my bed to be stationary. It just maximizes the storage underneath. When I come into the van, I'm tired. I just want to sit down or lie down, and I don't want to mess with a bunch of setup. I've never been into that. Every van I've had, the bed has always been stationary, and for me, I think that's a good choice. The final question is, how long do I think it's going to take to finish my van? Well, it's going to take a long time. I mean, I'm getting an hour here, an hour there, 2 hours sometimes. And to be honest, I'm just not really as motivated as I used to be. I'm trying to do it as best I can, but it'll get done when it gets done. The most important thing right now is to get the insulation in before it starts getting really cold out so that I don't get condensation on my walls. So I'm working on that right now. I probably will be finished by April. I mean, I hope. So I know I'll be finished by next summer for sure. And that'll be nice. I can enjoy summer for a change instead of working on vans all the time. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night.